Hare Krishna. Namaste everyone. I'm Anjali and I welcome you back to my channel, The Divine Sapphire. So last week we had discussed that we consider Ramayana as a divine scripture, as one of the itihasas of Sanatana Dharma. But Ramayana is more than just a scripture, more than just a mere story. It is a life guide, a book with such an interesting story and incredible characters who are waiting to teach us important and interesting lessons for life. These advices, these lessons, when we apply in life, we understand that success or a happy and peaceful life is not impossible. It is actually very easy to attain if we understand and apply these lessons in our life. So I contemplated on each of the characters I found in Ramayana, and I understood that there are so much to learn from each of these characters. And because of that, I decided to do a series in Malayalam first, which discussed these characters as Guru characters who teach many life lessons. So, since that was a huge success, this was done in the earlier beginning of the channel, and since that was well received by the audience, I thought that I should recreate this particular content in English because in English, my audience is a much younger audience, and I believe that people of all ages should benefit from these life advices, but the younger generation should especially know about these because we are all living in a world where we are uncertain about what to do next in life. Like, where is our life leading? What are we doing things for? We are doing a lot of things throughout our day, throughout our week, and so on throughout our life. But why are we doing all those things? What is the intent of doing all those things? And where is our life going? Do we have a proper direction for our life? Or are we just living today and tomorrow and the other day just the same, and then calling it a life, like living it about 50 or what do you say 50 years you live in the same way in a row, and then you call it a life? But is that really life? No. So your life should have a meaning, it should have a purpose, and you should know what that purpose is and you should work towards that purpose. Only then can you say that you're living a meaningful existence. And the characters in Ramayana can actually help put light or shed light on these factors and help you see clearly that how you should lead your life and how you can be happy and content with it. So, the first character which I decided to introduce as a Guru character was Sri Hanuman. Lord Hanuman is the most beloved devotee of Lord Rama. He is also he is considered as an epitome of power, epitome of might. So, when you think of Hanuman, the first thing that comes to your mind is perhaps the posture where he is lifting up a huge mountain, the Mrita Sanjeevani mountain, and so that is the image that comes to your mind first. Or perhaps just a mighty monkey form, a pretty big, huge form. So, whether in whichever form you think of Hanuman, you always envision him as a very powerful character. So, where does his power come from? So, there are many interpretations for this. But when you talk about his origin, we all know that Hanuman is considered as the Ansh of Lord Shiva. That is, he was born from Lord Shiva. He is also considered as the son of the wind god, that is Lord Vayu. So, again, among the five elements which we discuss in Sanatana Dharma, Vayu is considered the strongest because Vayu itself is the one which helps preserve life, right? We all need oxygen to exist, and the air which we breathe it from, that is nothing but Vayu. So Vayu is considered the strongest of all the elements. So not so surprisingly, Vayu's son is envisioned or shown as a pretty mighty character. Whether it is in Ramayana, it is Lord Hanuman. When you look at Mahabharata, the son of Vayu is none other than Bhima. Again, he is one of the mightiest warriors in Mahabharata. So when you talk about Hanuman, one of the many reasons behind his power could be this, his origin. But another reason is that when he was born, his foster parents were Kesari the monkey and Anjani, his wife. He was blessed with divine powers by all the demigods, the devas, in a particular situation in his childhood. So the story is very famous. I hope everybody knows it. So one day when Hanuman was a child, he looked up at the sky and saw the sun, and he thought that the sun was a ripe mango, and he decided to go to to get that particular fruit so that he can eat it. And he took one leap from earth and he reached to the sun. But this particular time was the eclipse time, the solar eclipse time. So in Sanatana Dharma, in the stories of our Puranas, the solar eclipse is said to be when Rahu devours the sun. So Rahu is basically, he only has a head, and what happens is Rahu devours the sun and the sun comes out of the neck again. So that is, this particular process is said to be the solar eclipse. So from the stories of the Puranas, and why that happens and all that is from another story from Vishnu Purana, we can discuss that later. So what I'm saying is, in our context, when Hanuman jumped up to the sky, to the sun, to eat that particular fruit which he saw from his house, what happened is Rahu was coming to devour the sun. He saw that there was some other creature jumping towards the sun to devour him instead, because Hanuman thought that this particular sun was a fruit and he was leaping in that gesture to eat the sun. So when Rahu saw that someone else is getting what he deserves, he got angry and he went to Indra, the king of Devas, and he said that this is happening, so this is unfair. It is my right to devour the sun right now. So what happened when Indra came to the scene, and he also saw that Hanuman was going to jump at the sun and eat him. So to stop this particular child, or to stop this from happening, what Indra did is he sent his Vajra Ayudha, that is the weapon which is considered the most powerful, the thunderbolt. He sent his Vajra Ayudha towards Hanuman, and the Vajra struck Hanuman in the chin area, and the child was wounded and he fell down to the ground. So when Vayu saw that his son is falling down from the ground, he picked him up quickly and he went inside a cave, and he was very sad because his son was injured. Now, what Vayu decided to do is, because Indra caused harm to his child, he decided that nobody in all the worlds will get air to breathe now. So he was very angry, he was very concerned about the child, and what he did is he went inside a cave, and all the air from the earth and the worlds, other worlds, all disappeared because of Vayu's influence, and now everybody started suffocating. So Lord Brahma and the Devas came to the cave and requested Vayu that please allow for the creatures to live, because without air we cannot breathe. So Vayu was requested, and to console Vayu, what the Devas and Lord Brahma did is they started showering this child Hanuman with lot of boons, with divine powers. So happy, Vayu now released the air and everybody could breathe again. But simultaneously, because of this particular incident, Hanuman received a lot of divine powers. So this is how, this is one reason why, the reason behind Hanuman's might. Okay. So but what happened is, as a child, when Hanuman received all these divine powers, what happened is he became very mischievous. So he wouldn't stay in one place, he would cause mischief, he would cause trouble to the tapasvis, the sages, the maharishis, everybody. So what he'll replace their things, he'll take them when they are meditating, they're closing their eyes, he'll take them from one, he will uproot the whole tree itself and he'll put it on top of a mountain or something like that. He was very mischievous. As a child it was fun to watch, but because of the mischief, the maharishis or the sages started getting trouble again and again. So first they tried to tell him that you have to stop this mischief, you are a child, we understand that, but you should not cause trouble to others, you should not misuse your divine powers. They tried to make him understand these things. But when he didn't understand, so as to make him understand as an important life lesson, what they did is they cursed him. You cannot call this a curse. You can just say that this particular thing was needed in Hanuman's life for a certain period of time. So what they said is, you shall forget all your divine powers until a wise person reminds you of it. See, both these things were important. For a particular period of time, for a phase of time, Hanuman had to forget that he had all these divine powers. But all these divine powers were actually needed in the later part of Hanuman's life. Hanuman is the person who acted as a messenger for Lord Rama, and he went to he crossed the sea, the ocean, and went to Lanka and met Devi Sita, and he took Lord Rama's message to her. Then he came back with Goddess Sita's message to Rama. So he acted as a messenger, and for this, as well as during the final battle, Hanuman was one of the most important warriors from Rama's front. So for all these things, these divine powers were required, but that was only needed in the later part of Hanuman's life. So he needed that as well. So because of that, the sages said that you shall forget all your powers for a particular period of time in your life and you shall be reminded of them when a wise person reminds you of these powers. So, one lesson that we can learn from this particular incident is that although Hanuman was just a child, because he had received many divine powers, he was actually proud of these powers, and because of that he had started misusing these powers. See, these powers were given to Hanuman so that he could be of help, he could be of service to the people who will be in trouble later on. But instead of using those powers in that way, what Hanuman did, even though he was a child, he was not that knowledgeable at that age. As a child, he was mischievous, and because of that, he misused the powers. But again, when he did that to trouble others, he had to face a consequence. He had to forget all those powers. One hidden lesson that we can learn from this particular incident is that we are also given some particular talent, or maybe we are given that, maybe we develop that with our own hard work. Either way, when we have a particular skill, we have a particular talent, when we have something to give to the world, we should use it for the service of others. We should never ever misuse it, because if we misuse it or we use it to hurt others or bring trouble to others, what happens is, even if someone doesn't stand in front of you and curse you like the sages did, what happens is indirectly the same thing will fade away. The power or the talent or the skill, whatever you call it, whatever was that particular highlight of yours, that will fade away. You won't be able to use it, or you won't be able to express it in the way that you intend to do it. You won't succeed in that particular area, because subconsciously you know that you're doing the wrong thing, you're misusing it. So when your own mind knows that you're doing the wrong thing, you will definitely have a repercussion of this particular, there will be ripples in your mind, and that itself causes the consequence. So this was one incredible lesson that we could learn from the childhood version of Hanuman, or the baby Hanuman, or the childhood story of Hanuman, that even if you have something better than others, whether it's a thing, whether it's a skill, whether it's a talent, you should never be proud of it, and you should never misuse it or use it to cause hurt or trouble to others. You should use it to serve others. In other words, this particular incident teaches us the lesson of humility. It teaches us that if we are given something better than others, it is not given to us so that we can boast about it, we can make others feel inferior about themselves, or make us feel superior about ourselves. Why it is given to us is so that we can make use of that particular thing or skill in the service of mankind. So we should always remember this lesson of humility from Hanuman. This is lesson number 1 which we can learn from Hanuman. I hope you all liked this video. If you liked it, if you understood the core message behind it, please try to share it to others as well, and please apply it in your life as well, so you can also reach great heights in life.